Okay, what's up, everybody? How you doing? This is YieldMaxMindset here, breaking you portfolio update. I believe this is week 19. So this is 19 weeks that we've been at this. Okay, so let's start off with our financial quote for the day. Alrighty, it's coming from Proverbs 3, verses 9 through 10. It says, "Honor the Lord with your wealth and with the first fruit of all your produce. Then your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vessels will burst with wine." Alrighty. So just honor the Lord with all your wealth, tithe with Him. If you are someone who believes in tithing, I do because it says your first fruit, all your increase. All right, so let's take a look at this. All right, so our active income for the month so far totals 3569.89. You can see my tithes so far. My first fruit is $356.99. My passive income, because I'm reinvesting my passive income. Right now we have total 3526.95. We just got paid out last week with Coney and Ulti, and this week we got Misty and SMCY to be paid out this week, along with our weekly payouts with IWNY and YBTC. And I believe that's it. I believe that's all we have right now. All right. So our total income combined for active and passive just over 7,000. You can see here that our margin has gone down from $48,443.78 to $42,588.26. Our 401k loan is now down to 25,206.84, and our total debt stands at 252,230.72, bearing any unforeseen mistakes. Because I do make mistakes, people. All right. Let's see here. So the difference between the total debt that previous was at 48 and now it's 42 is that is a difference of $5,855.52. That consists of cash deposits, sold positions, and dividend payout. That has brought our margin from 42,000 down, 48,000 down to 42,000. So that is good in a sense. And like I say, um, we're going to try to get this down close to zero as possible so that we can make some financial moves going forward and pay some of this debt, starting to pay some of this debt off at a lower interest rate. You can see those interest rates that are currently present for those each outstanding debts, and this is what Robinhood would charge us. So we we'll be transferring these balances over into our Robinhood account because it's just borrowed money, even though it's a margin, it's borrowed money. You can take it out and pay other bills, and so it's just still basically a loan, but at a much lower interest rate. And we have these high qualifying ETFs that will be accruing each month. All right, so let's get to our portfolio here. Let's get rid of that. All right, so now currently with our Robinhood portfolio, we are currently at $46,688.43. We're down $92, $90 in the past hour. For the day, we are down $175. For the week, we are down $6,037.30 at 11.42%. You can see here at last Monday, we had peaked here. And then throughout the week, we began to crash, at least in our position and some of the market, I believe, too. And then this was January the 9th for the market was closed in observance of former President Jimmy Carter. And we made a run up, and then this is here where we are currently now. So for the month, we are down $12,600 for 21%. For the 3 months, we are up $18,424. Year to date, 2000. This is from January 1st to currently right now. We are up $2,241.68 for 5%. For the past year, we're up $23,567, and all time we are up $15,000. Let's talk about this margin here. You can see now our total available margin has increased to 62,000 because we paid down with our dividends and we've deposited cash into this account, therefore increasing the available margin that we can borrow. As you can see here, that currently we have 42,588 borrowed, used right now. Pending order, this is a position that I have, I believe is YBTC. I got the drip on so that it can be reinvested. So that's what that means there. All right, we can see that our buffer has increased. Does it give us a better view here? Yes. So our buffer has increased from being around 2,000 to 3,000 it was since we got our dividends. That has increased our buffer and along with cash deposit to 5,800. Presently at 13%, where previously it was at what, 2% maybe, 5%, something like that. All right. We can see that our daily interest rate is decreased to 640, 640, 664. All right. So it was, I believe, at like 775, but because the total margin that we had has decreased from 48, 47, I believe it was, to 42. So we're being charged at a little less interest rate. All right. Moving right along. Coney, you can see is currently at 1240. That's probably what it closed at on Friday in the market. We have a market value of just under $50,000. We're currently down $9,400 for a negative 16%. Our average cost, as you can see, is $14.76 versus $12.40. All right. And yes, so we got dividend payout. So let's hit it right here. All right. So for 4,000 shares at 83 cents, we got 300. Excuse me again. $3,335.60. Next, we have Misty. Misty is currently at 28.26. Market value is just over $22,000. We're currently up over $1,600. Average cost is 26.14 versus 28.26. So we're definitely in a profit there. Our next dividend will be this week, so we don't have anything there. Next, we have Ulti. Right, yes, Ulti is at 838 right now. We have a market value of $2,500. Our average cost is 20. Get it right, man. Our average cost is 1025. We're down $560. And I believe we did get a payout on Ulti. Yes, so we had 300 shares at 57 cents for 171.45. All right. Tesla is at 1360. We have a market value over 3,500. Average cost is 1403. We're down $110. SMCI. Now this is the position that we sold off. No, it's not. This is SMCY. Okay, I'm sorry. $25.72 is currently where it's at. Our average cost is at $30.41. Market value is over $4,600. We're down $843. This is another position that we will get paid in dividends this week. YBit, right? Yes, $12.47 is the current price. Market value is $311. Average cost is $13.49. We're down $25.50. WMY, we haven't did anything to this position, but the market value, the Current price is $29.66. Market value is over $700. We're down over $300. And our average price is $42.70 and still at 24 shares. And this is a weekly paying position. So you can see here we're averaging about probably just over $7 a share. I mean, $7 a payout every week. Not much. We'll do something with it eventually. AIYY is currently at 806. We have a market value of $80. We have 10 shares, down 88. All right. YBIT, round heel cover call. Currently is at $50.20. Our average price is at $21.07. As you can see, we have a market value of just over $500, and we are down just over $8. And this is a new weekly paying ETF. You can see here we got paid. Is that right? Cover call. No, it was a buy order, 10 shares. All right. And so this we got paid $5.35. This is going to be reinvested when the market opens tomorrow. Here it is, a pending order. So it's not enough to buy a whole share, but it's Robinhood, you can do fractional shares. All right. Well, there we go. Now, why are you hiding, baby? You know I want you. AMC. You know, it's something about your first love. You know what I'm saying? I've been with her for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't sold out this position. So one of the main reasons why we're going to get another added reason. I won't say it's the main reason, but it's the secondary reason of why we want to get our margin all the way down. Excuse me, to zero. It's because we want to get this average cost of $19.10 down. Combine it with this. Hopefully, I would love to get it under $4. But I don't think I'll be able to do it in time before this price maybe move up to $4 and some change. But if we can get it before it makes it move, I'll be happy. I can't really use margin because this is at 100%. So I don't want to do that. It says I have 5,900 buying power, but I don't want to do that. Well, I mean, it is at and pretty much near an all-time low. So what else could happen? I mean, it can't go any lower, can it? Something to think about. All right. Keep your eye out for GameStop. You can see here about 3 months ago it was at $20.66. So right now it's at $32. It's just something I got a little money in. Don't have a big position in it. All right. Next, we can see here dividend tracker showing our market value, showing our cost basis, showing that we're down over almost $15,000. And then this is also our margin that we owe. Let's see here. All right, it's showing 4,000 average cost basis, current price, market value, annual dividend, and annual dividend amount. Okay, same thing with Misty. I don't know if we can get anything if we click on it. Okay, yes, all right. All right, so number shares 4,000, showing the average price, cost basis, market value. That's going to be the difference. All right, and you can see how it's progressed over the past month, 3 months, and year to date, and the past year. All right, date range. This is showing, I believe this is showing if we did make any contribution. And let's see, is it reinvest? I think the drip is on. So we turn that drip off. This is what we would be making. Our holdings would go up. In 10 years, we'd be at $60,000. If we didn't, based on their estimation now, if we didn't turn the drip on, reinvest our payout, you can see it's at 2%, 5% annual growth. We know Coney and Misty do more than that. But you can see in 10 years, If we turn the drip on, we go from what was it, 60,000 to 569,000. We have over 37,000 in shares. All right, let's see what else. All right, let's get to Snowball. Well, let's back up. I think we good. All right. All right, so it's Snowball, snowballanalysis.com. This is their dashboard. Once again, showing you our current value, not the invested amount. The invested amount is 107,000. All right. Let's see here. So it's showing the day gainers, which is YBIT and both from YBTC and YBIT. I don't have a lot invested there. My losers over here, Coney, Mr. AMC. All right, it shows the recent and upcoming events, showing the EX date for XMCY. I don't know if those dates are accurate because I don't have the schedule pulled up. So here it's showing our dividend that have been paid so far, over 3,500. There's been $5.35 declared. And it's estimating that we will get another $3,200 from Misty, SMCY, Tesla. And then you see over here to the right, you see the IW and YBTC, which are weekly. I don't know if Misty's going to pay that much out, but that'd be nice. I only have 800 shares, so $2 would be nice. 1,600 would be nice. All right, so here it shows $19,000 for the month of May. And the reason why it shows that right now, based on Coney's, I think, previous payout, it shows that we will get two payouts in the month of May for Coney. One would be at the first of the month, and one would be at the end of the month. And that's just the way the dates are going to fall. So we'll get two payouts in for Coney that month. Be huge. All right, moving right along. So here, you can see our dividends received, our capital that we're down, and this is in Coney, right? Um, total profit. Same thing with Misty, cost basis, current value, dividends received, right? See, I would like to do it year to date, but it doesn't do that. So let's go here to Coney. All right. So we have Coney here showing an overview, showing 7 days back. This right here is saying that on January the 9th, 8 shares. I bought 8 shares of Coney. Maybe I did. I don't remember buying 8 shares of Coney. Oh, yes, I did. I know what it's doing, and I'll show you in just the reason why. All right, it's not talking about my Robinhood account. It's talking about my other account that I have some Coney in. Okay, that's what that is. All right, so for the month, it's showing um, two purchases, showing my average cost. You can see my average cost is $14.93, and that I bought below my average cost at $14.09 and $14.35. And we bought some recently at $12.43. So that's what you want to do when you trying to build a position. Definitely, if it's below your cost and you got something that's good. So you can see all these times that I bought Coney in the past 6 months, year to date. Let's go back 1 year. All right. So that'll look like there's one, two, three times that I might have sold some Coney. Right there. All right, but you can see all the various times I bought Coney. You can see back here in February of last year, almost about this time, I was buying Coney. I was buying as the price was going up, and then I started to cost average down. You can see I've bought in several times here to help bring this average cost down. And you can see now that it's currently at $14.93, and that's combining my other position. So let's see that, right? So This is all three combined. I am saying that I made $12,000, over $12,000 in profit, and my capital in that position is down 10,000. And my Robinhood, you can see that I made profit of 9,100, and I'm also down 9,300. Dividends received was 18,545, and my Charles Schwab dividends received. Let's see here. Oh, $2,700. Um, and we're at profit of 3,100, and capital gain is in the negative. And we had one position over here where we sold out. So that's what it's showing my other positions um, with Coney. See if there's anything else here. Just showing the dividend payout. So here's the dividend payout history if you all are watching this video. Yep. So you can see 279, 228, some of the higher payout. The most recent high payout was 202. And this is the lowest Coney has paid out since I've been a participant with it. All right. Let's see, is there anything else? Showing the holdings of Coney. There's bonds, there's cash, and then saying negative stocks. I don't know if they're talking about me or calling about them. All right, so in this stock snowball analysis, it's showing the popularity of Coney is ranked number 6. Let's move on to Misty. Misty. All right, so let's go back and see the past year. Alrighty. All right, so my average cost is $26.65. You can see that I've made some purchases here, some purchase there, sold. I believe that's when I sold the 200. I believe it was. Let's see, is anything else? Nope. Showing you Coney's distribution. Those are not right. 308 every time. Nope, that's not right. It's price snowball. Didn't get that right. So let's look here. Showing my two positions. Combined, I am in profit of almost $13,000. Capital is at 1,500. Total dividends received is over 9,700. In Robinhood, that is 12,014. Received 92. And my Charles Schwab account, a small position over there, I received $488 in dividends. All right, so there it is, 30 shares, 800 shares. All right, next, let's see here. We got OT, right? Let's take a look at OT right quick. Let's look at the past year. You can see I purchased, sold, and my most recent purchase is here. So my average cost is $10.25. You can see I am down across the board and OT, 301 shares, profit, gain, and dividends received. All right, next we have Dogecoin. All right, so we can see it's on the 5-year chart. So you can see I bought when Dogecoin was at its peak. Look at it, it tells you right there. I bought at 62, 50 cent, and 41 cent. See all the shares I bought, and then and I was getting in as the bull market was coming. I bought at the peak, or yeah, and then I began to DC down. You can see I bought, boom, every opportunity I got, I was buying, and then I went dormant. Didn't buy anything. Last time I bought something was around what was this? April the 6th, 2020, 2022. And I didn't make another purchase until 2024 at 8 cent. All right. So you can see I am up. I got 10,000, over 10,000 shares. Total profit, total gain. Oh, let's see, is there anything else? Oh, this is the community. where you can see the ranks of the various ETF positions that are out there. You can see other people's portfolio and you can follow them and see what they're doing. So, for example, if I click on this individual, you can see their dividends and what he's holding. Let's see here. Yep, you see his growth over the past year. Boom. See, he got started in 2023 and he began to increase his position 2024. And now here he is getting ready for 2025. All right. All right. So last, we got our Q&A section. Let's go over these questions that we had. All right. So let's hit this one. All right. 1907, he says that payment forever. And I'm assuming he's talking about Coney here. I did have OT in there. So I was basically letting him know this. And he asked me, is the that payment forever? Well, I don't know nothing is forever, but I was letting him know that as long as Coinbase is still functioning and it hasn't filed for bankruptcy, and that YieldMax is still operational under Coney, as long as Coney stick around, the amount it pays each month, I let him know will vary, and I let him know that, of course, nothing lasts forever, but I do think Coney will be around for the foreseeable future. I think all the Yield Maxes and Defiance, Roundhill, Neos, Granite, position, those ETFs will all be around unless there's something bad happens. If the market crashes and the stock market crashes, then ain't nothing safe. But I think these will be around. I think they got some good headway. All right, nice power slide. Okay, he's talking about this one. He said, remember when the $3,000 hit your Robinhood account, it would double to 6,000. So actually, it comes out to be 166 minus margin expenses. And when I heard that, I was like, wow. I said, I never thought of that like that. I said, yes, I'm getting $3,300 in dividends, but Robinhood is going to double that dollar for dollar. Excuse me. So yes, technically he's right. I'm getting a dollar and um was a dollar and 33. Yeah, a dollar. Yeah, $1.66. So yes, but if I decide to use that Robinhood gives me, then of course in the long run I will have to pay it back. So I was letting him. I was saying thank you to him, and that was something that I hadn't thought of. And I said, thank you, sir, regarding the power slide. Thank you. Trying to do something using visual aid. Um, and I said, I never thought of it like that, except I do have to repay that because, in a way, it's still a loan if I borrow it. But yeah, I love that, man, in a way, sort of free money until I borrow it, if I understand this correctly. All right, my good old friend Albert. Let's see here. He said Coney is a bit of a letdown, but the whole market is in the red. He said, to be honest, but expect wee bit more weekly trades. He said was not their best in quite a time. So I think he's talking about the options that they was running on that. I'm not too keen on options, but I do hear a lot of people talk about them, so I believe that's what he's referring to. And I said, well, we'll get there soon. So I think with time, um, if Coinbase starts to make a recovery, we could see if their earnings, for instance, if their earnings come out pretty good, you could see Coinbase uh, move up in value itself, and therefore Coney would. All right, my good friend Samuel, motivation. He said, thanks for the video. In your time that you've helped Coney, what's the highest and the lowest it's paid for dividend? And I replied, the highest that I've had it was $2.02, and the lowest was $1, and the most recent lowest was 83 cents. So that's been changed. He replies, "Thank you, Mr. Gary." He says, "If I buy today, do I get the dividend?" And I'll say, "Yes, you would if you bought before the eight." The eight. Um, and he says, "Thanks. All right, cool." He says, "If I buy Coin today, will I be eligible for the dividends?" Yes, you would. You would if you buy before the 8th. So the 8th, I think, must have been the EX date. All right. Let's see here. I can't pronounce all that, but 4390 says, so we can buy Coney and get the dividend 80 cents this week. So I didn't see his. I'm sorry, man. I didn't reply to your video. I'm just not actually seeing yours. Wow, 5 days ago. Let's see what's 5 days ago. Checking my calendar here. Today is after midnight, so um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yes, if this was 5 days ago, the 7th, I think you could have. But now it's, as I say, water on the bridge. I'm sorry, man. Didn't see this coming. All right, that's all of that video. Our next video is from, this is going to be our week 18 video. A lot of views on this video. I appreciate everyone watching, commenting. All right. Mr. Carmine Glitch says, "Brother, I made 50K in a month and lost 30K on leverage trade." I'm assuming he's talking about margin when he says leverage. It says, "December didn't go as predicted." No, it did not. They said we might potentially, or that we would have that Santa run, but nah. Santa didn't. I guess Santa said, "Y'all been naughty with these high yield dividends." He says, "December didn't go as predicted. Happened to be the best of us to be very careful. You're playing with fire with that amount of leverage." So yes, he is talking about margin. I hope it goes well in your favor. And I replied, "Sorry to hear about uh sorry to hear about your man." I should have said sorry to hear about that man. It says 50K, I bet you can make it back and more going forward. It's the lessons you've learned. We only fail when we fail to try, and you've gained knowledge with that journey that will that we all can glean from. If and I asked him if you do, if you do share. It says, "I'm trying my best. I can, but the past 2 weeks have been rough. Nearing margin call." So that's something else I learned this week, you all. Let's go back on margin call, right? So I thought this buffer, if this buffer, because in order to have a margin count, you have to have 2K, right? So I was thinking that when this buffer got at 2K or under, I was going to get a margin call. So one morning I woke up late and it was past right at 10 or 10:30, and I saw that my um, chart had came down around 9:30, and the amount that it dipped, you would have thought I would have got a margin call. So I think you almost have to get to zero or close to it to get a margin call. And then I saw on somebody else's channel where they had this big old message, and I hadn't seen that even when this one got an olive color. So I do know that this buffer can get below the 2K requirement for margin. So I think a margin call is when you are in the negative. From what I've learned from this, so that I knowing this and having that knowledge, I know I got some more wiggle room should that happen again. But hopefully we won't allow it to get there again. It says, also picked up, says, "I've learned some new things about Robinhood margins I didn't know before." So that's what I was just talking about. So now those tools are going forward to use to my advantage. And he's not wrong, people. You got to be careful with your margin. Don't be foolish. Don't take a high risk like I'm doing. I'm just showing you all what I'm doing, not telling you to do this. Okay. V5I says anybody that wants to play with margin is crazy. And he stopped short. He was letting me know, dude, you crazy, man. And of course, I replied, it's just like anything in life, a gun, a knife, a car, a loan, credit cards. If you misuse it, it can be harmful to you and others. If used right, it can make life better and easier. Just learn the rules of the game, then you're likely to be a winner more times than not. All right, Michelle or Michael. It says about a month ago, I made an apples to apples comparison of YieldMax Tesla and Curve Tesla by putting equal amounts of cash of 9,500 to each of the two funds. And so far, Curve is performing much better than YieldMax. Getting ready to put a very sizable amount into Ryan Hill QDT to replace my job income. I like the channel. Keep it grinding. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. And yes, I've heard very good things about Curve as far as maintaining their NAV and capital appreciation uh, with a reduced dividend payout. And QDT is Round Hill. I think it's a weekly paying ETF. So all those are good moves. I don't dispute any of that. And I replied, yes, sir. Thank you. Curve ETFs are doing good. Check out article ETF. Um, and this is the article channel. Let's check it out right quick, y'all.
This finance prodigy torched his million-dollar career at a big bank.
I'm about to begin my meeting with Jay.
So this is the article channel. He does a lot of in-depth analysis with all the various high yield ETFs. He's done an interview with Jay. Um, you see right here, that's one of them. He's a very smart guy. He keeps it real. He keeps it raw, so to speak. But yes, he does. He's more in depth than I am. He's more smarter about this than I am. I'm just a guy finding my way. I don't have the TA that he has. But yes, that is his channel. Check him out when you have time. All right. 1644. It says could could have seen that margin call a mile away. Yes, he's absolutely right. Cause I was overindulging myself with margin. It says, why are you pushing your margin to near maximum? I'm not against margin. Don't get me wrong, homie. He says, I'm not against margin. But I personally like to give myself some breathing room for those market surprises that you may potentially wake up to any given morning. And y'all heard me speak early. I did have a situation like that. But I bought near 52-week lows, um, and it sort of worked out in my favor. I did have to end up selling just a small position and small amount of shares and depositing a small amount of cash. Now looking back in hindsight, I thought if I got the 2K in buffer that I needed to do that, but I didn't. I didn't have to actually make a move. I could have actually weathered the storm, I think. He also replied, "YieldMax, YieldMaxMindset, homie. You are scaring me," laughing out loud. Well, at least you're focused and have a noble plan. I couldn't do it your way, but we all have different goals and strategies for getting what we want. Appreciate it, man. Yes, we do. I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to get to a certain place in the next few months, and I'll scale back on the amount of margin I'm using. I'm trying to play it by ear and get a feel of the market, buy near as low as I can. Um, so I'm counting on these dividends now to help pay this margin back, so I can get it to zero. But I had to get it built up at least to a position where it could help offset some of my debt that I have. So now that I got that, now it's to pay the man back and enjoy some of the fruit of it. All right. Project Premium Harvest said, saw your channel come across my feed and subscribe. Good luck on your journey, and I look forward to seeing your progress. Thank you, sir. Awesome. Continue to watch my journey. I'm going to do my best to show my my shortfalls, my setbacks, um, not just me getting nice dividends and account looking green. I gotta, if I'm gonna put the positive out there, I got to put the negative out there so that people can be aware of what I'm doing. Let them know that oh man, I can just put money there and get that like that. No, it ain't just like that. You do have to watch out and be careful. All right, appreciate the comment, man. Um, 3188 said, he says, Happy New Year. Maroney paid me tonight. They brought me 10 more shares with my drip. That's great, man. Great. I hadn't got into Maroney yet. It's down the road. I was definitely thinking with the winter coming up, you might see an increase with Maroney, but so far we haven't. With the flu season, cold season ahead of us. Um, I'd let him know that I also bought 10 shares of YBIT, YBTC, not YBIT, YBTC, weekly pan ETF. I'm going to gradually get into some of the ones that are a little bit more stable, but I'm going to definitely continue to increase Coney and Misty, hopefully, before they make their run back up. All right, Alan said, thank you, man. Interesting on the round hill ETF. Looking into that. So he's talking about where I posted the other high yielding ETF websites like Neos, Round Hill, Defiance, um, what else out there? Can't think off my head. I think I got some of them bookmarked here. Yeah, Reg Shares, Defiance, um, Granite Shares, Curve. Yeah, some of those. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Did I skip something? It says, love the transparency, brother. Let's get it. Thank you, man. First man, what's that? Oh, all right. I said, man, that image is really sick. I would run, run, run if I was walking outside and met you in the streets, laughing out loud. So he's taking it down, but boy, it was cringing to say the least. I'm just saying that if you walked outside and someone was wearing that mask, I would have freaked out, man. But that's what I was saying. So he's changed it, actually, just taking it down. I said, thanks for the support. See, I forgot. Put this all in one reply that quick. I was just talking about this. Let's see here. He says, ha ha ha. Keep it up, buddy. You're in the right direction. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. My good friend Albert. Uh, so something I learned from Albert is when putting these timestamps in your comments, it can take you back to this point in the video. That's something I didn't know. I appreciate you um, putting that in there, and I clicked on it, Albert, and that's what it did. All right, he says, I'm loving what I see, but quick math. Your margin is basically a LTV of your 98%. I don't have the balls for that. I am more towards 40%. If I could, but then YieldMax did good. Now with the merger with Titterdale, outlook is better. They did do a margin. I did go watch a couple of videos on that, and from what Jay is saying, that nothing is changing. They're just combining um, resources, so to speak. Everything's going to run the same. Jay's still going to be doing what he does. So yeah. He also said, "Yep, that was me." But now I get the full picture. Since you're using margin to get more gains, but geez, that margin call must not felt nice at all. Keep grinding, my man. Love the features Robinhood give us in the U.S. You won't find anything like that here in the Netherlands. And man, I'm sorry to hear about that. You all don't have Robinhood um, to be able to use freely over there, man. I'm sorry to hear about that, but um, yes, I'm trying to definitely use the margins to get ahead in life, because I'm at the age where I got to make a move, or I'll be working until I die, as Warren Buffett say. He says, and before you ask, I'm Dutch. International clients got its limits, but through some loopholes, I could get access to YieldMax because here you just aren't allowed to have it with such rules. So no margin for me. No biggie. 101% is still better um, than our own average of 7% you find on your market. Crazy fees and such. So we had a nice little dialogue there going on. He said, yep. Oh, so I was letting him know that the one-time payout I had gotten was from ZM Investment. I had maybe 32 or 3,500 shares, and I got a one-time payout of I think over $22,000. They paid out $6.40 per share, and he was like, "Yeah, ZM was good. I had it too, just 500 shares, but it was something else with the COVID effect it had. But your position was really epic to have. It was, man. I couldn't believe it. All right. Albert again says, "Yep, that was me." Let's just read this again. 604. It was in there twice. I guess somehow we did it twice. I'm not sure how that happened. But anyway, we had a nice dialogue going on, the two of us. All right. This individual said, "Do I have to keep money in my wallet without purchasing anything? What do you mean about the margin?" And I try to explain, give him some insight on what I was talking about, and I think about what he was talking about. So yeah, so let's hit these others so we can get out of here right quick. Let's go to the shorts. We'll be already out of here, my friend. All right. Oh, this individual, David Brown, he said, "Man, how do you have 50K market value of Coney when your portfolio value is only roughly 40K?" My good old friend here said Margie. And then sharing success, he said he's using Robinhood Go, which offers margin borrowing. The 44K is just his personal invested fund, which doesn't include the funds he's borrowed on the screen. Very nicely said. And I try to give a little illustration of there, trying to add to this, but he stated it very beautifully. All right, Samuel, is it better to use cash account or margin? Um, I would say if you're very new and you're not used to um, buying ETFs and you're very new with investing, you definitely want to go with a cash account first and foremost. But you don't want to get a margin if you're not really sure how to use margin and the pros and cons of it, because then you'll be like that one guy. What was it? He had used margin in Robinhood, right? And I think he woke up one morning and I think he was down millions of dollars, and he deleted himself. But from my understanding, it turned out it was just a glitch or a clerical error, and he really wasn't down that much. So yeah, you don't want to put yourself in that kind of situation. So I gave him the pros and cons. I just Googled this and put this information out there. I thought it gave a better answer than I could. Let's see. Is there anything else? This may be last week. Hey, do you guys got the dividends this month? I just gave him the schedule where he could go check. So yeah, this was 8 days ago. All right, so this is going to conclude this video. I didn't want it to be this long. I got to do better on getting these videos under 30 minutes and out. All right, so I'm out. You all will have a blessed week. Let's go into 2025 and let's get it. I'm